Hey guys, Budget Girl here, and it is time for my monthly debt report, which is very interesting this month because I moved a quarter of the way across the country. Moving is very expensive, and I have never had to budget out a move before. I was always too broke to do that. So I didn't know whether to rearrange my normal budget or if I needed to take money out of savings as I went, or if I needed to transfer over one big lump sum. I was completely clueless, but I finally sat down and reconciled my whole budget, and God, I cry, right? Moving is so expensive. So I've told you this in previous videos, but I was given a $2,000 reimbursement by my employers here. So any money I could come up with associated with the move that I had receipts for, I was able to, I'm going to have those reimbursed. It was $2,000. I spent $1,500 of that. So, but that is not all my move costs. That was just movers, boxes, supplies, the U-Haul truck, gas to get here. So I didn't spend my whole allocation, which is fine. I wish I could have put some of that allocation towards other expenses like my deposits on gas, water, trash. There were so many things here I had to set up that were not included at my old place. At my old place, I only had electricity and my internet, and everything else was included in the rent, the water, the gas, trash, everything like that. Here, all that's separate. Everything needs a deposit. It was a lot. So I will go over quickly what I spent. First, reimbursable expenses. The U-Haul truck cost, and the tow trailer, because I towed my car, and my brother drove the U-Haul truck with my car towed behind it, and my sister-in-law and I drove in her van, and they helped me, thank God, because this would have been impossible alone. U-Haul truck and the trailer cost $924.32. I spent on boxes and supplies to pack $21.55, $4.83, $11.70, and $44.09. And the moving helpers, the people, I hired 2 guys to come in on Saturday morning and load all of my boxes into the truck. And that was wonderful because I didn't have to get any of my friends to help. I didn't have to get myself exhausted on a day where we were going to drive 8 hours, and my family didn't have to do that either. So the total reimbursed, well, that says that's only $1,256. But I turned in a receipt for, oh, that doesn't include gas. Okay, $1,256 for that. Also, gas for the trip cost $237.77, making the reimbursable total $1,494.21, so almost $1,500. Non-refundable expenses were $1,100 in deposits, my first, last, pet, and security deposit. $77.75 for the energy company deposit, $82 for the gas deposit, $75 for the water deposit, and the water also takes care of garbage pickup, so $11 of that is for garbage, and $1.05 to change the mailing address. And also, I was responsible, I rented this place for all of August, even though I didn't get here until the 15th, and during the time I was responsible for the lawn as well, so I paid a person $40 to mow the lawn while I wasn't here, so it wouldn't look like a blighted property. And that, all the non-refundable expenses came up to $1,375.80, making the move total, but not really the total, $2,870. So almost $3,000. All of which came from my second savings account. Now, here's the thing, and I hope I don't get a lot of hate for this. I had a second emergency fund, and I called it my car fund, but in my head, it was always This is in case of, like, stuff hits the fan. In case I lose my job, or in case I get a new job and have to move. It was a car fund / moving fund / unemployment fund. And it was in a savings account on top of my $1,000 emergency fund, and it was $5,000. It did get whittled down just a little bit over the last couple of months to closer to $4,000. It was just there in case something happened. I built that up last year before I was really paying off debt, but I was worried that I was not going to be able to sleep at night if I did not have the money in case my car blew up. And my car is 15 years old. At any time it could just decide it doesn't work anymore, and I don't want to go into debt to get a new car. So I actually called Dave about this because I was worried about it, and this was last year, and he said, in my case, single young woman, not a field that is very secure for my employment, and for all intents and purposes doesn't have a lot of family. I've got my brother and his wife, but I don't have parents that could support me in case something bad happened. That my emergency fund should be a little higher. And he suggested an extra $2,000. I prayed on it, and I came up with $5,000, which could get me a decent used car or deal with moving expenses. And considering that there is currently $300 in that account, I think I made the right choice. My $1,000 emergency fund is still in place, but there's $300 in that account right now in my second emergency fund. So hate if you want, but when it comes to the end of the day, I have to be able to sleep at night. So I still need to pray some more on if I need to fully restock that second emergency fund, or if I need to just continue with the $10,000 challenge this year and put everything I can towards debt. I'm leaning more towards just getting out of debt. I will get $1,500 back from my work reimbursement, so that's about $1,800 I would have in that secondary emergency fund. That is not enough to move on. That's not really enough to buy a new car on, but I'm really focused on this goal right now. So with the new job, I make a little more money. I might be able to pay off this debt a little bit faster. I'm going to see how it goes and how I feel. So that would make basically a $3,000 total emergency fund with my other $1,000 emergency fund. So please feel free to tell me what you think about this situation in the comments. Don't troll me, because that's mean, and I'll delete you. But that's what I decided to do, and considering that I had to make a cross-country move and pay for it myself and didn't put anything on a credit card or have to take out any sort of loan, I think I made the right choice. I knew it was going to rain. I knew something was coming, and I had the funds available to make that happen. So overall, this was a fairly stress-free move as far as money was concerned, because I knew I had it in the bank. Anyway, back to this. I also went over in my normal budget a little bit. Restaurant, I ate out a lot over the last month, like a lot. I did not cook my first week here. I didn't even have my gas turned on. On the road, a lot of food, and prepping for the move back in Hammond, I ate out some. My budget for that is $40. I spent $225, going over by $185. That's just what happened. My grocery budget, I also went way over. My budget is $170, and I spent $507. However, my grocery budget does also include household things. So I needed light bulbs for this house. They're burnt light bulbs in it, basically. And I needed cleaning supplies, and I needed stuff for the carpet when I came in, because the house was kind of trashed. And I'll tell you more about that in another video. But when I got here, it was not clean, and so we had to go out and buy cleaning supplies, and we had to go out and buy lighting and extension cords and stuff like that we needed for the new house that you need. So yeah, I went over by $337 on that. And that's a lot, but you got to deal with it. So here's what, but I didn't go over my personal spending at all. I had 24 cents left in there. So I didn't just go buck wild crazy. I had a lot to do. So what I had to do to offset that sum was I did not pay all $400 that I budgeted to my student loans this month. I only paid the minimum of $213.85, and I have to tell you, that kills me because I haven't paid the minimum on my student loans in 2 years. It's like on both. I paid the minimum on this big loan while I was getting rid of the small one, but I haven't paid the minimum on student loans in 2 years. So, but I moved, and I have to give myself a little bit of grace. So basically, overall, only paying $213 to my student loans, I went over my total budget by $300, $296.38, and that came from my savings, which is another reason that there's only $300 in my savings non-emergency fund. So that's what happened. I also got paid less this month than normal because there's this gap between getting paid here and getting paid at my old job. I made $736.70 from my first paycheck, $458.85 from my second paycheck, because there was a week there that I didn't work because I was here and working. So that's $277 less than I normally expect for the month, which basically makes it another $300 that I was down. I got paid $156.23 by YouTube. Thank you guys. And I got a gas reimbursement for $71.60, making my total income for the month $1,338.75. I have gotten my first paycheck here. I got it on the 1st. It was only for a week of work, and I have not found a bank to deposit it at yet. I need to go find a bank here probably today, but that will count for next month's budget because I get paid on the 1st and the 15th here. It's a salary position, and I don't get any overtime. So at least once I figure out what it's going to be after all of the deductions and stuff, it'll be set, but no more overtime. So yeah, that was my month. And because I only paid the minimum on my student loans, $213, my debt only went down by $74 because of interest. So at the end of last month, I had $22,480.77, and at the end of August, my debt is $22,406.84. So that's $74 down this month on my debt, and by the time I pay my next bill on the 22nd of this month, that interest will have probably taken the other $70 too. So that right there is your perfect example of why paying the minimum on your loans is never going to get you anywhere. It can't. This interest will eat your entire minimum payment, and your total debt balance will never go down. I'm used to seeing my debt total go down by, $800 to $1,000 a month, and seeing it not even crack the next 100 mark is just it makes me want to cry. And it's hot in Arkansas today, so excuse me. Yeah, so that was my month. It was not the best month, but I am in a brand new place, and I did not go more into debt to come to the brand new place. And very soon I will be paid for my new position, commensurate with my new position. And next month I think is going to look a whole lot better because I won't have any of these expenses. Next month is also going to look a little crazy because all of my normal expenses are going to change. My electricity is probably going to be higher because this is a bigger house. I'm going to have this gas and water and trash and everything that is all changing. Oh, I also forgot to tell you, it's a little bit of lifestyle creep, but I decided to up my phone plan. For the past 3 or 4 years, I've had a non-smartphone, and so because I have to keep track of a reporter's schedule and my own now, and I do that in Google Docs, and also I'm in a new place, it'd be really nice for me to have access to directions. I just decided to go ahead and take the plunge and transfer my service over to this iPhone that I was given, that I've only just used as basically an iPod. So this is going to be an extra $20 a month. I hate making that expense, but I've decided to think of it as, for the last 3.5 years, I've saved $20 a month, and now I finally need to upgrade to the rest of the world that has a smartphone. So that was a decision I made. It's a little bit of a lifestyle creep, but I'm happy with it. If I find out that I don't really need the smartphone, I'll transfer back. It won't, that's going to happen. I also wanted to ask you guys what you would do about this situation. I have a yard now, but I don't have a lawnmower. So I need to figure out if I need to start a sinking fund and save up for a lawnmower, or pay $30, $40 basically a month for someone to mow it for me. Now remember, I'm a single person and I suffer from time poverty, especially with a job like being a newspaper editor. I'm away a lot. So I need to figure out, and with you guys' help, maybe you'll help me, whether it would be better for me to just pay someone to do it, or save up the money and then make the time to do it myself. I have to tell you, mowing the lawn was my least favorite chore as a child. I hate mowing the lawn. It's sticky, it's gross. But I don't just want to eliminate my raise with all these little lifestyle increases. So my rent's already more expensive. It's $50 a month more. It costs $400 to rent this house. So and I have no idea what my bills are going to be, basically. So next month is going to be interesting. We'll do a breakdown of my entire budget instead of just the non-static ones. But yeah, I am doing the no spend September, which should help a little bit, and I'm doing real well on that so far. I haven't spent any money, and today is the 4th. So no restaurants, no personal, just groceries. This was kind of a downer video. I'm sorry about that. I like being like, success. I had so much success. But I did kind of have success. I got here. I got to Arkansas without incurring any extra debt, which is good. I need to be proud of myself. Dang it. So Rory and I are here. We're safe. We're working. I'm a little hot, but there's no fan in this room. So you guys will get a house tour eventually. I'm still setting it up. At least this weekend is a 3-day weekend, so maybe I can unpack some more boxes and get some stuff done. I've been wearing the same nude flats for 3 weeks. I should really find some more footwear before the people at work think I'm really weird. Alright, I'm going to see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. And go watch my friends Gazelle and Tints. Their debt report comes out today too. So, alright, see you guys later. Bye.